Hello there, Amanda here. I have a huge book haul to share with you today. All of these books I got through Instagram bookstores. I saw somebody talking about purchasing used books from Instagram, and I had never heard of that. So I decided to look into it, and it's actually incredible what you can find. So I have orders from 3 different shops, and I don't exactly remember what came from which shop, so I will share just all of the shops that I purchased from, and then you can go check them out. So I have some books here that are like books that I know we'll be able to use in school in the future, and then just some fun books for free reads and some other things. This also isn't all of the books. I purchased some other books, but those were for my husband, and they were like books that I just didn't think anybody would care to see. I mean, he likes them, but I didn't think they'd be important. So they were like about robots. I don't know. So these are from Green Gables Bookshop, Piccadilly Bookshop, and Wise and Wonderful Home. So I'm not 100% sure who these people behind these accounts are or why they do it, but I know that I read one of the bios of a bookshop that I looked at, and they said they were just clearing off their home shelves. So maybe that's why some people do it. Maybe some people are going out and getting books and selling them. I will say these were not incredible prices. I could find these probably for less, but it was actually pretty pain-free to go through this process. Being that I had never done it before, I wasn't totally sure what I was getting myself into, but they just sent me a message and said, send me your PayPal information and we'll send you an invoice. I paid the invoice, and then my books were shipped. So I'll go through them now. This is Pippi Goes on Board and Pippi in the South Seas. I got both of these from the same shop, actually from like the same listing. So sometimes, sorry, let me back up. Sometimes the listings will be for like one book individually, and sometimes there will be copies of the same book. So it would be like 6 of the same book on one listing, or sometimes will be multiple books on a listing. So this was actually a listing. I think there were 4 different books. There were 2 Pippi Longstocking books and then 2 other books. So all I had to do was say I wanted just the Pippi Longstocking books, and I didn't care for the others. So I got these. We have we have Pippi Longstocking, just like the first book. And I think that this is, yeah, because it says on the back here, it says other books about Pippi Longstocking. Besides this is Pippi Longstocking and Pippi in the South Seas. So I guess this is all, there are 3 of them. And we already had the one, so I got these 2. And this is just for fun, because I read Pippi Longstocking when I was growing up. And I also think I read one of these growing up. So I thought this would be fun for my daughter to read. And I think these are like they're all in one big stack, but I think that they're stacked based on which, like where I purchased them. So these got purchased, and I think this also was from the same shop. So let's just see. There's like a bookmark in this. Does it say? This is from Piccadilly Bookshop, and they have this little bookmark in the book. Okay, so these are from Piccadilly Bookshop, and I think that I kind of kept them a little bit in order. So this is Adventures in Science with Bob and Dawn. This is super cute. Let me get there's a little bit of writing in it, but I don't care. Let me see. Copyright 1948, this book. And it is like I didn't know this was a set, but I recently saw another post somewhere with this set, and it's called the Rainbow Readers series, and this is the orange. So I guess there are others in this series, and I think they're all like adventures with kids. So this is a science book, and it is I'm not 100% sure like what level this is expected to be for, but my daughter's going into first grade next year, and this reminds me a lot of the science book that is recommended from Under the Home. It is Peter and Polly in Autumn, maybe? And it reminds me of that, so I decided to pick that up. Just, I don't know if it's exactly on the same level or not, but I think it'd be nice to have in the collection. Little Bear. I have been looking for more Little Bear books, and this is a hardback Little Bear book. And I guess this is just the regular. I have Little Bear goes on a visit or visits his grandparents or something, and I have Little Bear and something else, but this is just Little Bear. These are really recommended through like all of the Charlotte Mason homeschool websites that I frequent. They say that for young readers, this is a great read. And we have been reading some Little Bear. I'll show you. It's called Little Bear's Visit, by the way. I found it. So this, I think I got this one for free from somewhere. So I'm not going to go too into detail because it's not actually included with this haul. But so I'm kind of just trying to accumulate more of these books. And to be honest, I think my daughter is past that reading level, but content-wise, I think it's good for her to stay on this level. Another thing that is always talked about in these communities and forums for early readers, and I pretty much stick to the Charlotte Mason forums, so I don't know how it is elsewhere, but Froggen Toad. So I have Froggen Toad Together and Froggen Toad Are Friends. Again, these say these are level 2. My daughter's well past this reading level, but content-wise, I guess they're really good. I never read any Froggen Toad, so I'm not even sure how old these stories are. Copyright 1970. And 1971, so this is just readers that I know my daughter can handle that I'm just going to add to our collection. This story. I loved this story when I was younger. And then, okay, I was talking about this to my husband, and he's a little older, and he said he read this growing up, so I had to look at what the copyright was on this one, because usually we don't read the same stories growing up. This is copyright 1940, this story. I'm so excited for my daughter to read this story. I'll probably read it to her the first time because I want to read it again, but she could more than handle that now. And then that might have been it from that one store. Like I said, I don't actually remember what I ordered from where, but anyway, I'm just gonna keep going though. I got this book. This is way bigger than I expected it to be, but I am pleased with that. So this is the Daring Book for Girls. It says, for every girl with an independent spirit and a nose for trouble, here is the No Boys Allowed Guide to Adventure. And it's super cool because in it, it's like, I'll go to the contents page and read a couple to you. It says 14 games of tag, pressing flowers, how to whistle with 2 fingers, hopscotch, tetherball, jump rope, playing cards, hearts and gin, putting your hair up with a pencil, rules of bowling, 5 karate moves, building a campfire, first aid, cootie catchers, telling ghost stories. So it's got such a mixture of different things that I think will be so fun to go through together. This was a list. This was 2 separate listings, and I thought they fit so well together. So this is Irish fairy tales and Chinese fairy tales. I don't know what to expect from these. Aren't all fairy tales kind of derived from the same original story? But I thought it'd be really fun to find out about other cultures through fairy tales, see how they tell their stories. So these will be fun. They're really short reads. I think they'll be really sweet. This is one of those things that I said we'd be able to use in curriculum. So this is, see, Robert Louis Stevenson's A Child's Garden of Verses. And this is in very poor condition. So all these books are used, and you kind of have to go into it knowing that you might receive something that's not as good as something else. Like some of these things, I don't think they were ever even read. I don't think they were used. I think they were put on a shelf and somebody never got to them. This was very well loved. So, first of all, there's like a, I don't know if you'll be able to see it. There's like a cup ring on the front. This is torn, and this is, the binding's coming apart there. And some of the pages come out. However, I will attempt to be as careful as possible with this book, but it is so beautiful, and I love how loved it is. We will continue to love it, and honestly, so I've seen that I could, if this didn't work, and I needed to get another copy, I really could. But something about this, the fact that it's so falling apart is part of its charm, honestly. And I've also watched some book binding videos on YouTube, and some of them are like how to restore old books. But again, I think that part of the charm is in it falling apart. So I think it's beautiful, and I think we're gonna hold on to it. Okay, now I know this is the last one from this order because I know that the next order is all one. So this is Greek Myths from the Delaires. This is recommended, well, this, I guess it's 2 people, I guess, that did this. And these authors are very recommended in the Ambleside online schedule. So when I saw this, I got really excited. Also, I am a huge fan of Greek myths. I've been learning about them and reading about them my whole life. I actually know probably most of what's in this book, but my daughter doesn't. So I think it'll be a lot of fun to read to her. And it's a big book. And this is pretty good. Let me show you just this beginning part. The family tree. The family, it's not a tree. If you know anything about Greek mythology, it's not a tree. It's like a... Okay. And then so this last part of the stack is all one. And I think that this last part of the stack might have come from Wise and Wonderful Home. So that means the middle portion of the stack might have come from Green Gables Bookshop. This is called If I Had Wings. This is not actually what I expected to receive. It says a collection of varied works by Phyllis A. Morrow, but I didn't realize it's like, I don't know, little poems, sort of. It's like a diary. It's cute. And again, this is another one of those things that I'm pretty sure it got put on a shelf and never looked at because I can't even hardly open it. You know, it's not been broken into yet. So this might just be for me. I expected it to be for my daughter, but it might just be for me. Mr. Popper's Penguins, another very widely recommended book. I think this is recommended as a read aloud. So it won't be to put in my daughter's shelf. It will be for me to read aloud to her. I have never read Mr. Popper's Penguins, and I know that there's a movie as well. So I'm like mixing a bunch of curriculums together to kind of make my own perfect mishmash. And I think that we will eventually read this as part of the curriculum somewhere. So when we do that, we'll already have it ready to go, and we'll probably also watch the movie. I picked up these 2 Shakespeare plays. They say they're unabridged, fingers crossed. I got Othello and Twelfth Night. I have not read either one of these. I read like Macbeth, Romeo and Juliet. There might have been Hamlet maybe, but I've not read either of these, but we are going to get into Shakespeare pretty soon. So I just want to have those on hand. And then the last thing that I got are these. There are 4 of them. I'm going to show you one at a time because they're heavy. Okay. The Life of the Mountains, The Life of the Jungle, The Life of the Seashore, and The Life of and The Life of the Forest. I almost dropped all of these on my toes. Okay. So these look like we'll be able to use them for like reference materials. I'm not going to sit here and read through them, you know, all in one go. But they were so beautiful, and I just couldn't pass up a collection like this. They're heavy. They're like encyclopedias, you know? And sometimes I see things and I just think, how beautiful would that look on my bookshelf? And you know what? I have no shame in that. If it's gonna look beautiful on my bookshelf, then I want to put it on my bookshelf. And I might be more likely to read it if it looks beautiful. So that is everything I picked up from the Instagram bookstores. This video is longer than I expected it to be. The people that I ordered from were very nice. I actually had one person message me and said, would you like me to go ahead and ship these out right away, or would you like me to hold on to them? And that way, if you end up looking at the shop again before the month is out, you might find something else that you like. And I can add it to that, and then you'll have it all shipped together at once. And they said, because I'm having some like history books are going to be added to the shop soon. And I was like, no, send them right away, because if you put history books out, I'm going to want to buy them, and I don't want to buy any more books. This might save me a little if you just ship them right away. So I really appreciated everyone I interacted with. It was super easy. Like I said, I just had to give them my PayPal email, and they sent an invoice to me. If you haven't looked at Instagram for used books, it's a great place to look. They are not the best prices, but they are not, you know, they're just people selling these. So I'm not upset about it. And sometimes they have books that I can't find anywhere else. So even if I have to pay, you know, $8 for something like this, I'll pay $8 for something like that. Because I think some of these were like, I think the fairy tale books were like $1.50 or something. That's not bad. But then some of them were quite pricey, but they're not, only, in my opinion, only one of the books that I received was in poor condition or in not great condition. You know, it's even the ones that are obviously used, like this one, you know, there's a little bit of bending and fraying at the edges and stuff. That's even great condition, in my opinion. It's not even just acceptable. It's way better than acceptable. So I think I did great. I think I got a lot of stuff that I'll be able to use. Not this year, not yet. It's gonna all just get put away right now, because I don't know if I've said anything, but we're planning on moving. So we're actually, now that the school year's over, I'm gonna film a bunch of videos like back to back, hopefully, because I need to get some videos prepared. And now that the school year is over and I know that we're going to be moving pretty soon, I'm starting to pack stuff away so that when it's time to actually pack, this area will be taken care of. So all these books are probably just going to go in a box for now, but I'm so happy to have them. And we have some lovely bookcases that my in-laws purchased for us that are going to be filled with all the beautiful books. So thank you so much for watching. I will try to link those Instagram stores down below so that you can check out those ones. There are so many more. And I actually went ahead and followed a bunch of them because they had beautiful books. They just didn't have anything I was interested in right now. These were some of my favorites, and I went back like to last year looking through their posts to see what kind of stuff to expect. And sometimes things get snatched up like right away, like that day. So definitely if you see something, don't wait around because it might get taken. So thank you so much for watching.